Hello and welcome back to another Homebrew EDH deck tech. This deck is titled an Elvish Encounter, piloted by Tana the Bloodsour and Nadier, Agent of the Dusknell, is a Jund elf tribal deck with a lot of sacrifice energy, gain and drain style type of play, so let's get right into it. Early game, you're going to look for your mana dorks and your ramp, with cards like Land of War Elves, Elves of Deep Shadow, Cultivate, and Rampant Growth. And you're going to start looking for your payoff cards as well, Beast Whisperer, which draws us cards when we cast creatures, Lys Alana Huntmaster, and Prowess of the Fair, which is all good for Elf Tribal. Mid-game is pretty simple. We're going to look for our safer payoff options anyway, with our enchantments and such. We've got Moldervine Reclamation, which says whenever a creature we control dies, we gain a life and draw a card, Elvish Archdruid, which will tap for a bunch of mana if we have enough elves, and also gives them a little boost. And our biggest one probably in the deck with Phyrexian Altar, which gives us colored mana for a free sacrifice outlet whenever we sack a creature to it, getting 1 mana of any color. Also, mid-game we're going to look for some interaction. Now, we're not in blue, so we don't have as much as we would, say, like counterspells or anything like that, but we do have some removal with Fire Covenant, Artifact Mutation, and Red Elemental Blast. Artifact Mutation might be particularly good here with the token sub-theme for the deck. We've got a lot of tokens to fling around and sacrifice to stuff. I do run Parallel Lives in the deck, so if we have that out and we can get Artifact Mutation off with a big enough artifact, say if we get rid of like a Mycosynth Lattice or something, we'll get a whole bunch of tokens. Yep, so keep an eye on that one for sure. Late game, winning, all that sorts of deal. We don't have any actual combos. There's definitely a lot of synergy, but not any actual like infinite combos or anything like that. But with this deck we're looking to make a bunch of elves and beat face with them, hence running Shared Animosity as well, which will buff all of our elves by a whole bunch when we go to combat. Or alternatively we can use just a bunch of sacrifice fodder. Like I said, we do have a tokens sub-theme, so we get a whole bunch of tokens out and we have something like a Zulaport Cutthroat. Or if you have Ayara with Darkest Hour and a whole bunch of tokens, it turns all your creatures black, which then triggers Ayara whenever they die. So if you have any of your sacrifice outlets like Ashnod's Altar or Phyrexian Altar out, anything like that, you might be able to deal a decent chunk of damage there. The price point for this deck is a little bit higher than the last few, but it runs about $178.46 at the time of recording this video. Final thoughts, this deck tech will be pretty quick. It's a tribal deck, the theme is very consistent and very well supported throughout Magic's history. Elves is one of the biggest tribes, if not the biggest, probably not the biggest though. I think Dragons is #1 currently in Magic, but still a very well supported theme. This deck also has a lot of cheap creatures, at least in terms of mana value anyway, and we like to see all of the dies payoff triggers for the free sacrifice outlets. Those can all lead to some very explosive turns with lots of mana, card draw, life totals going up and down, and all of that jazz. The price is not too high for this deck. Definitely could use some upgrades in the removal package and kind of all around as well. Wraths like Damnation or Blasphemous Act are always good to have that I don't currently run in the deck. Spot removal like Beast Within and Chaos Warp are always good add-ins. Sacrifice outlets like Goblin Bombardment and Viscera are always good because they're also free. You don't have to pay any additional cost, you just sacrifice the creature. And speaking of sacrifice, we need some more payoffs probably, like Mayhem Devil, good for extra damage, and Blood Artist, which is good to just point damage at things, little pesky threats, or people if you really need to, and helps with the life gain as well. So we've got a couple of themes going on. We've got the Elf Tribal, we've got the Sacrifice, the tokens, the life gain. There's a lot of stuff going on, but all in all, just a basic 3-color Elf Tribal deck that wants to make a bunch of tokens, hit face, sacrifice a bunch of stuff, and eventually win the game. And that is about it for this week. I hope you guys did enjoy the videos I put up, and that is about it for this week. I will see you guys next week for another rambling episode and all of the jazz as we keep on moving through this month. We've got only a couple of days left, and then we'll be into February. So I hope you guys had a good month so far, and I hope you've been enjoying this content. If you did, go ahead and leave a like, subscribe, it helps grow the channel, and I might do some giveaways later in the year. We never know, but keep your eye out for it. I will be posting stuff, and if you want to see what else I do or interact with, want to see me have fun, you can follow me over on Twitter at @MTG_homebrew for all of that jazz. So thanks again for watching, thanks for a great week and a great first month on the channel, and I will see you guys next week. Take care, and have a good one.